Dr. Mark Winegar here, and we're going to take a look at how to format a web page using tables. And so I've gone ahead and created an example here. What I've done for my colors is I've used the W3 Schools color chart, and I found, for some reason I was thinking of plum, so I found a color close to plum. And then I looked at the shades, and all of the background colors here are a different shade of plum. The top and bottom are the darkest. The area on the left is kind of in the middle, and this area on the right where I have my text is the lightest shade, but it's all of the same color. And I wanted to do that first of all so you'd have an idea of how you can blend different shades of a color to good effect. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at how I divided up my web page. And what I did was to look at the web page as a typical page with a banner area where I put my title, the Academy, and a footer where I put my copyright 2011 MLW. Then in the middle, which is you can think of as the meat of the web page, I have a navigation menu to the left where I've listed 4 classes. Now they're not active links, but those are the 4 classes that I currently have on WizIQ. And then I've got a little sales pitch in the large text area. And a little bit of a typo. Oh, well, it's an example. It's not for real. So let's go and let's look at our code to see how I did this. Okay? Now, what I did was I started right after the body by defining the table. And I specified my table width to be 500 pixels wide and with no border. So I've got a border equals 0. And then I came down and defined the first row. Now, the TR, remember, defines a row. TD defines a column within a row. But I've got kind of a unique problem here because I really have 2 columns. The first column is my navigation list of classes. The second column is the text area. Yet my header area and footer area span both columns. Well, span is a key word. So if we take a look, when I define my column, I say column span equals 2. Then I come in and use a style to change the background color. Then I specify heading size 1, my title, the Academy, and then I end my heading. And that is the end, so I end my column and I end my row. So then I come down, and what I'm after here now is the meat of my page, right here, where I've got 1 column for classes and another column for text. Let's see how we did that. So we're still in the same table. I defined a row. I said v-align equals top. Now, what that means is that we are going to vertically align the 2 halves to always begin at the top of the row. Then I start defining the first column. I use a style to set its background color. I determine its width to be 100 pixels. And then I say text align to the top. So my text is going to begin at the top of the row. I then put in my menu title, classes, and I make it bold. Have a couple of breaks, and then I start listing out my choices. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Perl. The breaks are used to cause the next text to be on the next line. It's a line feed. That ends my column, and so I come down to the second column. I use a style to set its background color to ED E6 F2 and set its height to be 200 pixels high, 400 pixels wide, and again I text align to the top. And then I simply come in and start typing my text. Now I want an extra blank line between my paragraphs, and so that's why you'll notice I've got double breaks. Then I end the column and end the row. And that gets me the center part. So now all I need to do is the footer. The footer begins right here. We specify the row, then the column with the TD, and we say that the column span is 2. So it's going to cover the space of both of my columns. I set its background color to A5 80C0 in my style, and then do a text align. This time I want the text to be aligned to the center. So it's text align center. Then I put in my text, copyright, and actually it should be copyright 2000 by MLW. And that ends my column. So I have my TD, I end the row, I end the table, I end the body, and I end the web page. Okay, let's save this out because we made just a slight little change. And then let's go and refresh. Okay, so that's how you can lay out a web page using tables. In our next screencast, we'll take a look at using divisions.